We acknowledge with gratitude that we are gathered on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation, who have lived here for thousands of years and continue to care for these lands and waters. We also recognize the shared territory of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Tsleil-Waututh, Cathy, and Musqueam nations. We honor their enduring presence and ongoing contributions to this region.
Welcome to Faces Tri-Cities interview series. I'm Geneviève Kyle-Lefebvre.
And I'm Cathy. Faces Tri-Cities is a co-authored book featuring 50 amazing local women.
And today we are sitting with Miriam Houlahan. Welcome, Miriam.
Welcome to the program and our show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we also have two ladies in the audience. We have Billy and we have Erin. Thank you, ladies, for being here, supporting each other. And it's amazing to spend a bit of time all together, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. First question, let's go for it, right? So, what inspired you to get involved in this local initiative, Miriam?
Well, I've been involved in another kind of co-authored book, and it was a great experience. I really enjoyed getting to know all the stories of the different women, and when I heard there was going to be something local, I thought that would be exciting because I know how many amazing women and entrepreneurs there are in the Tri-Cities. So, yeah, I was really excited to hear a bit more and then get involved.
Amazing.
And what impact would you say sharing your story has on the Tri-Cities community?
Well, I think, all of us, the best way of learning is through storytelling. And I think, life moves really, really fast for everyone right now. And to hear stories from everyone, it makes a lasting impact for people to understand really how they can maybe learn from that story and apply it to their own lives. Mm-hmm. So I know that when I read stories, it makes a big impact on me. And when I've told my story just verbally to my friends, family, people I meet, it, was something that resonated with them. So I thought I would want to share that to see if it helps other people.
That's been a common theme in thread, hasn't it, Geneviève?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So what does being part of a co-author book help make a difference on our community?
Well, I think the volume of the stories, the fact that there's 50 stories, very impactful stories of women, local women, I think that alone tells us a lot about, about everything of it. You can learn a lot from those people. It really creates this exciting story for the Tri-Cities. So, for me, I feel like being part of that was exciting because I feel like me and all these other 49 women who come together to tell their stories could actually help other people in the community. So to me, I feel like that was a real attraction to being involved in this. Mm-hmm. And then I also feel like it'd be nice to hear, the stories from those people who read the book and if it's actually helped them, in the local community. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was excited to be part of it.
Mm-hmm. And it is by sharing our story, then we get to help other people. Sometimes we don't know who's around us, and I do find by example, by sharing, we help way more people than we even think of.
Absolutely.
We're going to be talking about the quote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Miriam, as you know, we asked everyone for a quote, and I'm going to read yours. When we build resilience and embrace change, we create flow and energy in this life. And this quote is by you. And so why did you, I didn't know that you were a quoter. Why did you
write this quote?
Tell us why in the moment. I know you had a lot going on in your life when this book was going to print, and even beforehand, I did express it to you earlier, we're sorry about the loss of your pet. And I know you were going through a lot of things, and it's really hard to manage. Work-life balance is a challenge for a lot of women. But this quote here, when you build resilience and embrace change, we create flow and energy in this life. Tell us, what did you mean by this?
Yeah, so the story that I shared is about me from, over 10 years ago, and a time when I was going through something really, really difficult in my life. And it kind of rocked my, plan, right, for my life. I had a pretty set plan. I had been following it pretty closely in terms of building my career, meeting someone, thinking that we're going to, start to have children. And it really, what happened really kind of threw me off my course. Mm-hmm. But it also taught me something really important, and it taught me that, really plans do change, right? And we have to be less rigid in life, right? as soon as I, was able to kind of embrace that, it took a little bit of time and energy to get there. I was really proud of myself, and it really allowed me to kind of go on my next chapter. So I feel like building resilience is so important, because what we really do know is that life is going to change, right? So we know that changes are going to happen whether we like it or not, because change is happening out in the world around us, right? And so building that resilience and then embracing the change can really allow you to kind of not be so resistant and upset by every change that happens, but actually think, okay, well, what am I going to do next? Like, how is that going to impact my life? How can I take that and make something bigger and better out of it? Mm-hmm. So for me, I felt like change actually has been something since that moment has really been part of my life. And I've actually really tried to like ingrain that in every aspect of my life, my career, my personal life as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So without going into saying the whole story, let's say, can you tell us why you chose this story and tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I chose this story because I felt like it was such kind of a pivotal moment in my life. Like I said before, a lot of my life was, not to say it was perfect. Like I had, like everyone, I grew up, I had things happen to me, but this was a real kind of telling moment in my life, because I was on a really pretty set path at the time. Mm-hmm. But then something just really took me off course. So I felt like this story was really good because I wanted to focus the story on change and how embracing change really helps us to, be able to leave like positive lives in the future. So I wanted to share that story because that's kind of where it all began for me. So that's why it was such an important thing to share.
Cathy, I'd like to show the book.
Yes.
And I gotta say, you got a different hair color here.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I've gone lighter as I got older. Yeah. But yes, it's me. That's
That's why. Go ahead, Cathy.
Okay, great. Are there any local causes, events, or organizations you're passionate about supporting, Miriam?
Yes, well, so I have my own business, so I do work with small business and small and medium-sized businesses mainly. So I'm very passionate about supporting small and medium-sized businesses in the local community. Tri-Cities, there's so many, and I when I moved here, because I moved to the Tri-Cities in 2014, I was amazed on how much activity there is in the local community. Mm-hmm. So I'm very passionate about that. I'm a member of the chamber, so I try to support the Tri-City Chamber of Commerce events. I also work part-time for a community organization called Community Venture Society. So we're a local nonprofit that supports people with developmental disabilities. So I'm quite passionate about that and inclusion in our community as well. But there's lots of things I'm passionate about. I'd say those two are very big.
That's great.
Can you elaborate on the last, sorry, I missed the name of, you said?
Community Venture Societies?
Yes, can you tell us a little bit more about it? What do they do? What's the mission?
Sure, yeah. So the mission is really to give people with developmental disabilities, whether they're adults or children or even their families, to live out their dreams, right? And to be able to make every day a special day for them. So obviously, people with developmental disabilities have challenges, but actually taking those, diverse abilities and turning them into, gifts, right? That they can actually live amazing lives. They can work in our community, they can find lots of fun and recreational activities and leisure. So our organization really supports all that.
They try to place them in jobs and other things that they're doing.
We do coaching,
which
job
is so
coaching,
important, right? Because they want to be part of our community.
Absolutely, yeah, and they should be really.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, it's a great job. So I'm the director of communications there. So I focus more on the communications work, but just being able to take my knowledge in marketing communications and then put it into that organization has been a real gift. I really enjoy working there.
It must be very fulfilling work. Recently I was in touch with the executive director there, and but I think even for the young adults or the adults that are part of the organization, at least they're making a small difference and they're going out there and having some normalcy in their life, really. Why should I be singled out because I have a developmental, challenge, for example? Let me work and bake pies, or let me clean tables, or let me do something. I mean, there was even at Starbucks, there was a greeter at the door. Hi, how you doing? Don't forget your coffee. And I just thought, wow, that's so awesome. But
it makes people talk with each other.
Yes.
And it really brings a good community feel. And I think everybody is important, and they
Yeah.
are also.
Well, and it's amazing, you know, what some of the people in our program are able to do. Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, you know, because some of them have some of their, you know, abilities where they have challenges are just in one element of their life, but they're actually able to do lots of other things. And I mean, I feel like being involved with the people who support our individuals in the inclusive employment area has been amazing, because we do so much good work in the community trying to build up the skill levels of those people. It really is a win-win for the whole community. It's not really not just a advantage to the people we support. It actually is an advantage to our society, our economy, because they're paying taxes, they're going to work, they're actually very reliable employees. They're actually known to have significantly better rates of absenteeism, like low absenteeism. So there's like so many benefits actually for the community
Being
to
on
think
time,
about it.
you know,
Being on time,
you can
yeah.
count, you can count on them.
And loyal employees.
Yes,
with
yes,
organizations.
Yeah, I'd like to add, and I don't know if I can drop a name. I think it's a good idea. Gabby and Jewel's been really
They're amazing,
working
yeah.
really hard, and I think I want to lift my hat. Isn't an expression in English? Lift your hat.
Yeah. raise,
Levez mon chapeau.
No, raise your hat.
Okay, and I've been hearing about them so much. So are you working with them also?
We have had some of the people that we support work at Gabby and Jules. We're actually just down the road from them, so we have partnered with them on a number of occasions, but they're an amazing inclusive employer in the Tri-City. So we're lucky that there's been so many employers in the local community too who are so open to have us come in and to give it a try, right? You know, and sometimes people are not the right fit, just like in regular employment.
Right.
You know, sometimes you start in a job and you're not the right fit, so then you move to something else. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's a great organization.
I'm glad Canada hasn't gotten rid of DEI.
DEI.
Diversity.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were on the French part again.
no,
I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
It's been an ongoing joke. I'm trying to find everybody the rules with everybody into the French.
She's like, what French acronym is that? It's not all about the French, Geneviève. Okay, you're next.
Oh, am I? Perfect. Well, you touched on this maybe a little bit, but I do see a leader in you, and I feel like what does community leadership means to you?
Well, I think it's, you know, really, I think actually a lot of it's around storytelling, right? I think the most impactful leaders to me are ones that are not afraid to be a bit vulnerable and actually put their stories out there to kind of motivate and educate other people. So to me, I feel like, you know, when you're trying to lead or you're trying to motivate a community, you have to be able to get for people to let them into your own lives, to be able to share what you have to give to that community, to kind of build trust with that community. So I think that, you know, leadership, being a community leader is really, really important. That person really needs to be able to be open and to be honest about who they are, but then also what they want from the community and what they want to give to the community.
Amazing. I think it's time for
Yes.
a question
I
for
was
the
thinking
ladies.
that
Is
too.
Billy or Aaron has a question for Miriam?
Well, first of all, that was really wonderful answers to the questions. I really appreciate getting to know you better. I was wondering what might be your goals with some of the skills that you obviously bring to the community. What are some of the goals for you? Where would you like to get to?
For my own, oh, that's a great question. I would say, you know, I'm always looking to learn and develop, right? So I'm always looking for, you know, other people in the community that could mentor me or can provide any kind of guidance on, you know, either improvements to my current approach to things, or even to be able to learn from their track record or from what they understand and their knowledge. My background is actually in research, so I'm very research hungry, right? So anytime I can hear more about, you know, any types of topics that are of interest to me, I'm always looking for more information. So.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you.
And Aaron, do you have a question?
Sure.
From
Yeah. No, Miriam, I hear your heart and congratulate you on this. And I just wondered, with the community organization that you work with, how much do you incorporate volunteerism? Do you have many volunteers that come? And if they do, how can they reach out to you to help with some of your clients?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't, I'll be honest with you, because we're government funded. We don't have a lot of volunteers. We do have some. So I've always said that that is actually a big opportunity for us. The challenge we've had in the past is obviously when you bring volunteers, you kind of need like the staffing to kind of train them and to get in. We have a social enterprise at CBS called Distabomb.
Yeah.
Basically, the people we support, they make bath bombs and they sell them in the community. They're excellent. They're amazing bath bombs. Like they're really
and they're
nice.
nearby, so that's good.
Yeah, they're local in Port Moody, and we have had volunteers come and help us in that regard for our busy season and like Christmas season, things like that. But I think volunteering, we would like more opportunities to bring volunteers in. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think any opportunities. What usually happens is if I hear of any volunteers, I kind of keep them on the back if we have a project that we really need to that we need some extra help with.
That's good.
That's excellent. Or Miriam, you're definitely I feel you're a community champion. Thank you so much for, first of all, sharing your story and being part of the first Tri-Cities, Faces Tri-Cities, and being part of the community. I think it's very touching for Cathy and I. It's a love project for us, and it's amazing to have all of you here today and in the book and in the future, just also to get to know you. So thank you for trusting us.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of this. I really enjoyed it, and everything's been fantastic to also get to know the other ladies in the book, and it's been amazing. So thanks so much.
Not a problem at all. It's our pleasure, 100%. Thank you so much, everyone. You're watching Faces Tri-Cities interview series. Geneviève and I are the co-curators of Faces, and we'd like to thank Tri-Cities Community TV for making this possible today. You were listening to Miriam Houlahan, who has a really remarkable story about volunteerism and starting her own business and balancing making a balance in her life. Work-life balance is very important, and she's doing exactly that. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you again. Tri-Cities Community TV.